This is Romans chapter 13 and 9 in the NLT. For the commandments say, you must not commit adultery, you must not murder, you must not steal, you must not covet. These and other such commandments are summed up in this one commandment: love your neighbor as yourself. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Bahaha, Kodash. I want to give double honors to the head apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. Peace and blessings to you, sincere Akim, that are pushing this truth all over the four corners of the earth, week in and week out, in all truth and sincerity. All right. Now, I want to get into this topic of abortion, okay, concerning you so-called Negro, Latino, Native American women, okay, who are killing, all right, the Israelite babies, unborn babies, quote, at a very high rate, at an alarming rate, okay? And the majority of our women look at it like they've done nothing wrong. They're looking at it like they haven't taken a life, all right? They're looking at it as just a procedure. Everything's all good. And the United States government supports it, okay? Now, I want to go over to this definition real quick of abortion. And this is how the so-called white man sugarcoats things. This is how the so-called white man sets you women in an ease position, okay? So you can breathe easy, okay? So you can think everything's okay. It's the same serpent, man, from the garden, all right? The same serpent whispering little sweet nothings into Eve's ear, all right? This is the definition of abortion. This is just from a simple Google search. It says abortion is the termination of a pregnancy by removal or expulsion of an embryo or fetus. Let's read that again. It says abortion is the termination of a pregnancy by removal or expulsion of an embryo or fetus. Okay, this is how they sugarcoat. All right, death, murder. Okay, killing of an unborn child. Okay, now here it is in Babylon. If a child around 2 or 3 or 4 gets put to death, everyone sheds tears, everyone cries, okay? Everyone's mourning, everyone's screaming, why? All right? But here it is, if they're much younger than that, say in their mother's womb, nobody bats a tear, man. The family members don't mourn. There's no funeral that takes place, okay? She goes and tells her mother that she had an abortion. And what does the mother tell our woman? Girl, that's what you had to do. You know, you can't be he ain't gonna do nothing. You know, you got your career. You know, you got all these good things going for you. This, that, and so forth, man. All right. Society supports these women, putting our, unborn children, okay, Israelite lives to death at a very high rate, okay? And this is what Esau Edom wants to see, man. Esau Edom set this up in a way that was geared to you women, all right? And I got an article I want to go to, a very, very, very good article. I'm going to put the link in the description box that goes into the graphs, the demographs. It goes into the percentages of abortions in the United States. Okay. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and jump there right now. You know, because you so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American women are the majority of abortions in the United States. Okay. And even the numbers that, the CDC is giving to us, we know they're sugarcoating those as well, but they're still very, very high, okay, even from what they're telling us, okay? Now, let's go over to, hold on, let me find it real quick, bear with me. Here it is. All right, what are the demographics of women who had abortions in 2020? I'm going to read this whole little article, and I'll note the point, the important paragraph when I get to it. It says, in the 46 states that reported data to the CDC in the 2020, the majority of women who had abortions, 57% were in their 20s, while 31% were in their 30s. Teens ages 13 to 19 accounted for 8% of those who had abortions, while women in 40s accounted for 4%. The vast majority of women who had abortions in 2020 were unmarried, 86%, while married women accounted for 14%. According to the CDC, which had data on this from 39 states and New York City, it says, now here's the important paragraph I want to hone in on. It says that in the District of Columbia and 29 states that reported racial and ethnic data on abortion to the CDC, 39% of all women who had abortions in 2020 were non-Hispanic black. Okay, so 39% were so-called black, so-called Negro women in the United States in 2020. It says, while 33% were non-Hispanic white, it says 21% were Hispanic, and the 7% were other races or ethnics. Okay, so if you add just so-called Negro and so-called Hispanic, Latino, that equates for over 60%. Okay, so 60% just between Hispanic and black. 60% of abortions in the United States, okay, in 2020. And it says, and 7% were other races and ethnics, okay. Now we don't know what those other races or ethnics are. That 7% could be majority Israelites, which I believe. I believe the numbers are more like 90%. I believe 90% of abortions in the United States are easily, by so-called Negro, so-called Latino, so-called Native American women. All right. That's just my personal belief. I don't have any type of proof. I don't have any type of data to prove that. But it's just the numbers that we're getting from the CDC. If you add the 7%, if you add the 39%, you add the 21%, you come up with 67%. All right. So 67% of abortions in the United States in 2020 were by Israelite women. Okay, because let's face it, the Israelite, I'll say, the man, period, doesn't have no say so. I mean, he has a say so, but he's not the last determining factor, okay, on having an abortion in the United States. All right, it's really the woman has the say so. All right, if the woman wants to have an abortion, you as the man, you have no right, you have no say so. Okay, you got to sit back, all right, and let it happen and let it be. Okay. Hey, these women got a whole lot of bodies on them, man. These women got a whole lot of bloodshed on them. They walk around like their shit don't stink. They walk around like they're all good. They ain't done nothing wrong. Okay, just because they ain't ran in the store and shot up the store clerk and stole the money. Just because they ain't go down the street and spray up the block. Okay. Just because they ain't do some quote unquote horrible crime. Which these things aren't right. These things are wrong. Okay. Just because they ain't done something like that don't mean they ain't got blood on their hands, man. All right? These women got heavy blood on their hands. Some of these women had 10, 15 abortions, man. All right? And society looks at them like they're, like it's all good, clean fun. Society looks at them like they ain't done nothing wrong. Esau's in the background clapping his hands, okay? This devil doesn't have to hang us on trees no more, man. This devil don't have to feed our babies to alligators, man. You don't have to do that, man. He set these women up, man. Feminism, man. Hollywood, chasing the bag, Instagram, Facebook, OnlyFans, man. A lot of these women have abortions because they want to keep pursuing their career of being a model. They don't want to mess their figure up, all right? They want to still be sluts and whores, man, okay? They don't want to mess their career up. All right? This devil don't have to hang us on trees, man. Burn us at the stake. He set up these abortion clinics. He set up Hollywood. Nicki Minaj, all this, all you gotta do is go outside, man, and listen. When these women are riding down the street, what the hell they're listening to, man. All right, he set up all that, man, and our women are drunk off that wine. Okay, he's put the drugs in our communities. He set up the gangs. He set up these abortion clinics. He gave us the music. All right, he gave our women feminism. All right, he set these women up over a man. Okay, he's turned everything upside down, man. And it all works full circle to our people being taken out, man. Okay, our people being put to death, whether it's them dying in their mother's womb. The most dangerous place for a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American is in their mother's womb, man. Okay, and if you go into this article, which I'm gonna put this article in the link description. For 2020, it was close to 1 million abortions, and that's just what they're telling us, man. We know it's a whole lot higher than that. We got to read between the lines, okay? In America, man. All right. So this devil has set up a system that our very own people are taking. We're taking ourselves out, man. At a very high rate, man. Okay, and you women, you're hey, man, y'all are taking a lot of our our people out, man. I'm gonna leave it like that. You're taking a lot of our people out through the process of abortion, man, which is murder, man. All right, that's what it is, man. Okay, the government's gonna tell you this, the government's gonna tell you that, but let's just be quite frank. All right, it's murder. Okay. And a lot of our women don't want to hear that, man. All right, you see them rallying, you see them supporting. Okay, this feminist movement, this my body, my rights. All right, the nigger woman is at the head of that, man. The nigger woman is at the forefront of these protests, man. You see on the screen, forced birth is fascism. Okay, abortion rights. And you really saw that heavy this past year, or past last year, man, with the whole Roe versus Wade verdict. All right, these women are wicked as hell, man. They're not on your side, man. They're your enemy. Okay, they're not for you, man. They're on the side of the so-called white man. All right, they support him. All right, even these women that call themselves Israelite. All right, now we're not saying there aren't, a few, sincere good women out there. All right, but the majority of our women, they're not with you, man. Even these women that call themselves Israelites, man. You think she's on your side, tell her you want to have a couple other wives and see how she feels about that, man. All right, these women ain't about their men ruling over them, man. Them being under and being submissive to their man, okay? They want the opposite, man, okay? Let's go to Exodus 20:12. It says, honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy power, Yahweh, giveth thee. Thou shalt not kill. All right? And our women are killing at very high numbers, man. Okay? And Esau is cheering them on. Okay? Esau has gave them the platform. He's basically putting that bottle to their lips. Okay? It says, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Okay? Now let's go over to Job 39:13. And let's start, Job 39:13 says, gavest thou the goodly wings unto the peacocks, or wings and feathers unto the ostrich? Which leaveth her which leaveth her eggs in the earth, and warmeth them in dust, and forgetteth that the foot may crush them, or that the wild beast may break them. And our women are compared to the ostrich. Okay, verse 16. She is hardened against her young ones, as though they were not hers. Her labor is in vain without fear. That's right. Okay, our women are hardened against their children, man. Okay, before they come out the womb, and also after they come out the womb, man. Just go amongst these Israelite communities, man. You know, children at very young ages just running around the streets. Okay, Esau set it up where if there's no man in the house, okay, that he will support the woman. He'll give them housing. He'll give them funds. Okay, and you know, being these women are quote unquote the head of the household. What are they? How are they raising and how are they feeding their children? Man, their children eating McDonald's and Burger King all goddamn day. All right, which we know what the devil's doing to that type of food. They're eating Doritos and Starburst and chips and candy bars and soda pop. All right, you know, and on top of that, these women are raising uh, these Israelite kids to be wicked as hell, man. All right, you know, they're raising their children to be like them. It says, she is hardened against her young ones as though they were not hers. Her labor is in vain without fear, because Yahweh had deprived her of wisdom. The Most High has deprived these women, all right, you so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American women of wisdom, man, and understanding, okay? And that's why, you know, Esau can feed them this notion that you're just terminating a pregnancy, okay? Let's go back to that definition one more time. It says abortion is the termination of a pregnancy by removal or expulsion of an embryo or fetus. You know, and they read that and all it feels good to them. You know, the doctor is sitting there, you know, coercing them, whispering little sweet nothings, telling them it's okay. Tell them you're not taking a life. It's unborn, you know. It hasn't been created yet. This, that, and so forth. All right. It says, because Yahweh had deprived her of wisdom, neither hath he imparted to her understanding. Okay, so she hasn't been given understanding, man. All right. And that's another reason the so-called white man has set up the women over the man. Okay, you know, so he can. It's that serpent in the garden again. You know, whispering little sweet nothings to Eve. Okay, surely you won't surely die. All right, it's not murder. It's not killing, all right? You're just going through a procedure. And Esau has made it very simple, very easy, all right? You don't have no longer have to go to, you know, the doctor's bed and it's like the doctor's office and lay down on the chair and, you know, take all these sedatives and have to go through these possible painful procedures. He's made it very, very easy. All you gotta do is take a pill. Take this pill twice a day for a week, and everything will be all good. He gives you a prescription. It makes it very, very easy. Okay. It says, Slaki, let me skip over to Proverbs 30 and 20. It says, such is the way of an adulterous woman. She eateth and wipeth her mouth and saith, I have done no wickedness. Okay. And this is another reason, you know, why, you know, these abortions are so high amongst the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American community, okay? Because, you know, these devils have set these women up in that particular position, and this devil supports and pushes, all right? You know, these women being sluts, whores, and harlots, man, all right? You know, this devil supports adultery, okay? Women sleeping around, all right? You know, he supports that on a very high level, man. Just look at the media, just look at the TV, look at Hollywood, look at these movies, okay? It's supported, all right? We just read how, you know, the Most High has deprived these women of wisdom. So these women really, really eat up, you know, more than the man what they see on TV, okay? And what is being spewed out in society, all right? It says, such is the way of an adulterous woman. She eateth and wipeth her mouth and saith, I have done no wickedness. You know, she looks at what she's doing, you know, sleeping around, sleeping with multiple men, okay, being a slut. She looks at it as not, you know, like it's normal. She watched her mother grow up and do that. Now she's older and she's doing the same thing, if not worse. And she looks at it as normalcy, okay? She looks at abortion as normalcy, like it's nothing wrong with it, man. You got a lot of these women that support abortion that are consider themselves so-called Christians, believers in God, that'll be sitting in the church pew on Sundays, man. Okay? You got a lot of these pastors in these churches that support these women, all right, making the choice to have abortion, man. All right? You don't see pastors speaking up against that in the church, man. Huh? He needs these women putting their money in that Tide plate, man. All right, he can't go into Pastor can't go into how abortion is wrong and is murder. He might lose half the congregation, man. You might have a couple men walk out with the women, man. You know, well, I should say a lot of the men walk out with the women, man. You know, the majority of our men don't have no backbone. They don't stand for nothing, man. Okay. It says, and wipeth her mouth and saith, I have done no wickedness. So, hey, man, you Israelite woman, y'all got a lot of bloodshed on y'all's hands, okay? You know, a lot of our women walk around like their shit don't stink, like they ain't done nothing wrong, you know, because, you know, in the eyes of society, they haven't committed no type of crime, all right? But they have committed a crime. They have committed a wrong. They have committed the act of murder, all right? Whether they believe it or not. Let's go to Micah 7:10. It says, then she that is mine enemy shall see it, all right? These women aren't on your side, man, all right? They're your enemy. They're against you, man. They're not with you, okay? You know who they're with? They're with Esau Edom, man. They're with the so-called white man. That's whose side they're on. That's who they support, all right? They're not on your side, man, all right? It says, then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her. You know, now, we're not saying every so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American woman is wicked, okay, or you know, completely against us, you know, concerning the ones that are doing the work of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, okay. We believe that there's few Israelite women out there that, you know, are sincere, okay, and that are seeking righteousness, all right. But the majority of our women are wicked and are against us, okay, on every level, all right. It says, then she that is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is the Lord thy power, Yahweh? Mine eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets. That's right. Judgment is coming upon you women, man. All right? In very high volumes. Okay? Hey, man. You women, hey, man. It's gonna get really, really rough out here, you know, for men and women. But, man, is it going to be rough for you women. Let's go to Genesis 3:16. It says, unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. And the sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and the desire shall be to thy husband. All right? So your desire is supposed to be unto your husband, not your career. All right? Not trying to chase the bag, climb the ladder of success, to being a celebrity, getting a college degree, getting the best job out there. Okay? You know? All the trying to, you know, chase everything in this world, okay? You know, all that. Your main desire is supposed to be unto your husband, okay? It says, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee, man. These women, they ain't with that, man. Their desire is not towards their husbands, and they ain't, say they even do have a husband, man. They ain't even trying to get down with, you know, their man ruling over them. They're not trying to be submissive, man. Okay? You know, they're trying to be the complete opposite, man. Even if they do get a man, they're trying to rule over the man. They're trying to call the shots. Okay? Let's go to Romans chapter 13, verse 9. And I'm going to read this in KJV, then I want to read it in NLT. This is Romans 13:9. For this thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness, thou shalt not covet. And if there be any other commandment, it is briefly comprehended in the saying, namely, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Okay? These women don't have no love, all right? She's killing her very own children, man. Okay? Here in this society, everything's been turned upside down. Here, if you delete somebody who's of age, oh man, well, we got to put you under the jail. You might even get the death penalty. But here it is, if you delete someone who is, you know, a very, very, very young age, oh, you're okay. That was not a crime. That's not a murder. You're okay. Everything's good. Okay. Man, this place is wicked, man. Okay. This place is wicked. All right. Now let's read that in the NLT. All right, this is the NLT Romans 13:9. It says, "For the commandment say you must not commit adultery." So let me read that again. It says, "For the commandment say you must not commit adultery." And these women are heavy in adultery, man. All right, they're heavy in sleeping around. Okay, their mothers support it, society supports it, their friends support it. Okay, the U.S. government supports it, Hollywood supports it and promotes it. It says, "For the commandments say you must not commit adultery, you must not murder." All right? It says you must not murder. All right? And the majority of our women, or I should say a large percentage of our women, are murderers, man. Okay? Those ones you see protesting in the street, holding signs, "My body, my rights," forced birth, it's fascism, this and that. They're murderers, man. Okay? It says you must not murder, you must not steal, you must not covet. Thus and other such commandments are summed up in this one commandment: love your neighbor as yourself. All right, and you didn't have this big, before feminism, you wouldn't see women out here fighting for abortion rights, protesting in the streets. These manly ass women in the streets protesting, man. The so-called white man, by his witchcraft has, masculated, our women and demasculated our men. Okay. Let's go to 1 Timothy 5:6. It says, "But she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth." And our women are chasing pleasure, man. All right. They're chasing that success in the eyes of the world, that ladder. They're trying to climb to the top of that ladder. All right, they're trying to chase the bag. They want to make it in Hollywood. They're trying to do whatever it takes, whether it's selling their soul, whether it's sacrificing their child, okay, whether it's taking a life, in order to get it, okay. If they have to commit 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 abortions, okay, then so be it. In their eyes, she looks at it as she's done nothing wrong, all right? She's trying to chase her career. She's trying to become a millionaire. She's trying to become independent, all right? Independent from what? Independent from who? From men, okay? It says that, "But she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth," all right? And the majority of our women, they're dead, okay? Because they're trying to live in pleasure, all right? Scriptures say, woe to them that are at ease in Babylon, man. Okay? Our women are at ease in this place, man. Okay? They have no care in the world. Okay? And heavy judgment is coming unto you women, man. All right? Heavy judgment. Okay? And I can't wait. I can't wait till all hell breaks loose. I can't wait till you women are mourning and crying and getting put to death in the street, man. All right? I can't wait till you women finally realize that in the whole being independent is a facade. It ain't real, okay? Because the so-called white man allows you to say that. He allows you to be independent. So even in the event of that, you still have the so-called white man standing up, for you, okay? And you're relying on him, all right? So there ain't no such thing as being independent, all right? Thinking you can do everything by yourself, okay? If we was in the ancient world, man, you wouldn't want to be that, man. If we was in the ancient world, you wouldn't want to go out here and hunt, and kill to eat, build, fight in wars and battles, man. All right? Make weapons, okay? Make shelter, okay? You wouldn't be about that if we were in the ancient world. All right, but the so-called white man has well, I should say, things that men have built have established the society and this system and your comfort for you. Okay, everything you women have and gotten, you've gotten it off of men. All right, mainly the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American man. All right, You're in your comfort. You can, you know, sit at home, you know, in the AC and the heat, drive around in a car. You can order things online. You can, you don't really have to do too much work. Even these jobs that these women get, man, they sit in the office, answer phones. The majority of these desk job, office jobs are geared towards women, and the majority of the women get these jobs. Okay, just go to the DMV. Who do you see at the DMV line? You know, these call service jobs. Who's answering the calls? All right, these insurance jobs, man. All right, the Israelite woman. I'll read this one more time and then I'm gonna close out. This is 1 Timothy 5:6. But she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachaha Quadash. I want to give double honors to the head apostle, Nettles, a great millstone, who rule well and teach well. Peace and blessings to you, sincere Akim, that are pushing this truth all over the four corners of the earth, week in and week out, in our truth and sincerity. To the next time, Shalom.